Take a good look at the price tag on the shelf today because it's the last time you'll ever see the same number as the person standing right next to you. Seriously. Grab your coffee, lean in, and let's talk about why the sticker price is officially a ghost. For over 100 years, we've had a deal with retailers. The price is the price. It's on the tag. It's the same for me as it is for you, and it stays that way until someone manually changes it? Well, that deal, it's being torn up in real time. Here's the deal. You're walking down the dairy aisle. You reach for a gallon of milk. But just as your hand gets close, the digital tag on the shelf flickers. The price jumps from $4 to $4.25. You think you imagined it? You didn't. This isn't science fiction. It's the new corporate playbook. We're seeing a massive rollout of electronic shelf labels, or ESLs. Walmart is currently leading the charge, putting these digital tags in 2,300 stores across the country. And these aren't just fancy screens. They're connected to a central nervous system that can change prices across the entire store in milliseconds. Now, this is the part I find wild. We aren't talking about a weekly sale. We're talking about frequency. Some stores are now pushing over 100,000 price updates every single week. Per store, that's a 1,000% jump in update frequency in just 3 years. In regions where these digital tags are live, basket volatility, the way your total bill swings from trip to trip, is up 12%. Let that land. The shelf is no longer a promise. It's a live auction where you're the only one bidding against an algorithm that never sleeps. So here's the question we have to ask. If the price on the shelf is changing every hour, who or what is deciding exactly how much you should pay right now? Okay, let's talk about the real problem. It's not just that prices are changing. It's why they're changing for you. This is what the FTC is calling surveillance pricing, and honestly, this is the most interesting part of the whole story. The retailers aren't just looking at their inventory anymore. They're looking at you. They're building what I call a digital shadow, a composite of your entire financial life used to calculate your willingness to pay, or WTP. Think about your phone for a second. Is it the latest iPhone? Or a 3-year-old budget Android? To you, it's just a tool. To the AI behind the shelf, it's a financial fingerprint. Data shows a correlation coefficient of 0.85 between your device's retail price and the dynamic markups you see. If the algorithm sees you're on a premium device in a high-rent zip code, browsing at a time when you're usually in a rush, boom, the price nudges up. We're seeing a personalized markup delta of up to 20% based on nothing but your browsing history and digital footprint. I know it sounds dramatic, but look at the data. The Federal Trade Commission just launched a massive probe into 8 industry giants, including MasterCard and JP Chase. Why? Because they want to know how your credit card data is being fed into these retail AI engines to create individualized price discrimination. They're investigating how these firms use your identity to set a price. It's like having a digital haggler following you around the store, whispering in the retailer's ear exactly how much extra change they can squeeze out of your pocket without you walking away. Let that sink in for a second. The AI knows your breaking point better than you do. It's calculating the exact cent where you'll complain versus the cent where you'll just sigh and pay. And it's working. Early data suggests these algorithms are capturing a consumer surplus. That's economists speak for your savings, to the tune of trillions. This isn't just a clever algorithm, it's a massive industry. So who is actually cashing in on your digital footprint? Let's zoom out for a second. We like to blame the grocery store manager, but the real winners aren't even in the building. They're in the server rooms. We are witnessing a massive transfer of wealth from consumer savings to corporate margins, facilitated by a new breed of middlemen. Companies like Vusion Group and Revionics are seeing their revenues explode. We're talking a 3-year growth rate exceeding 25%, as they sell the identity-to-price bridge to every major retailer on the planet. McKinsey estimates that AI-driven retail optimization, which is a polite way of saying extracting more cash from you, is creating between $240 billion and $390 billion in new value. But here's the kicker: that value isn't coming from thin air. It's coming from the $5.2 trillion in hidden consumer surplus that is projected to be captured by 2026. That's $5 trillion that used to stay in people's savings accounts, now being funneled into corporate margins and data broker fees. These data brokers and cloud providers are effectively taking a tax on every dynamic adjustment made in the shadows. They sell the infrastructure that allows a store in Ohio to raise the price of diapers because a storm is coming and the data says parents in that zip code are panicking. It's highly efficient, and from a cold mathematical standpoint, it's brilliant. But for the person trying to budget for the month, the math stops working. And when the math stops working for the middle class, the whole system starts to feel like a trap. Think about that next time you see your grocery bill. You're not just paying for the food, you're paying for the massive AI infrastructure required to figure out how much to overcharge you. We think we're entering the future of convenience, but what if we're actually sliding 160 years into the past? Here's where the story takes a turn. To understand how radical this is, we have to look back to 1861. Before then, shopping was a nightmare of haggling. You'd walk into a store and the clerk would look at your clothes, your accent, and your shoes and then give you a price. It was exhausting, unfair, and honestly, a bit of a scam. Then came a guy named John Wanamaker. He did something revolutionary. He pinned a fixed price on every item in his store. Wanamaker's one-price policy was a pro-consumer explosion. He said his goal was to make it so even a child could buy without being cheated. That transparency is what built the modern middle class. It allowed people to plan, to save, and to trust the market. But today, AI has effectively killed that transparency. We've returned to the pre-industrial haggling system, but this time, the haggler is an invisible, lightning-fast algorithm that you can't argue with. The data shows the impact of this great reversal. The Consumer Trust Index in sectors using dynamic pricing has cratered, dropping from 68 to 42 in just a few years. People feel like they're being watched, because they are. We've traded child-safe transparency for AI predatory efficiency. The one-price experiment lasted 160 years, and in less than a decade, surveillance tech has dismantled it. With transparency dead, how does this surveillance trap change the way you'll live, save, and retire?
So what's the roadmap from here?
Look, surge pricing isn't just for Ubers anymore. We're already seeing it normalize in fast food. Remember the Wendy's headlines, and it's expanding into healthcare and utilities. The projected impact, a 4.2% annual erosion of middle-class purchasing power. It's an invisible tax, quietly draining your wealth cent by cent, update by update. 84% of people have already accepted surge pricing in transport. The retailers are betting you'll accept it for your eggs and bread too. But there is a countermove. We're seeing a massive surge in privacy-centric tech investment. Over $1 billion is flowing into zero-knowledge protocols. These are tools designed to let you shop and interact without handing over your entire digital identity. In the next decade, your personal privacy won't just be about keeping secrets. It will be the only way to protect your personal wealth. If the algorithm can't see your digital shadow, it can't calculate your breaking point. Here's what I want you to think about. If the world's largest retailers are spending billions to watch your every move, what does that tell you about the value of your data? It tells me your data isn't just your identity, it's the exact price tag of your future. Be vigilant. Watch the tags. Because in the age of the surveillance trap, the price of being known is getting higher every single day. Let that sink in. I'm out of here. See you at the next briefing.